Hey everyone, let's have a weekend vlog. Today's Friday morning. I'm having a mental health day today because I've been sleeping badly and things are stressful and I needed a day to basically do nothing, and now I have to do a lot of things. That's how that works, right? I started the day by sleeping in a bit. I am currently always waking up 2 hours before my alarm, somewhat rested but not awake enough to really start the day. And today I allowed myself to fall back asleep and sleep a little bit longer. So that was nice. I then got up, did a little bit of yoga, very short wake up yoga, and now I have to go and have a doctor's appointment. So I am currently listening to Geekerella. That's what I'm going to listen to on the bike ride there, and I'm planning to finish the book today because afterwards I want to take some rest and just enjoy the summery day that we're going to get today and spend some time at Mashde listening to my audiobook, drink some coffee and do nothing. That's the plan for now. Geekerella is a retelling of Cinderella. It's YA. It's been on my wish list forever and I never picked it up, mostly because I'm not reading that much YA anymore, and now it was in the Audible catalog and it was available, and I'm not really that focused currently, so I thought perfect. And it's hilarious. It's told in a dual narrative, so we get the Cinderella's or Danielle's perspective and the prince's perspective, who's a actor who's going to play Prince. Forgot his name again. Well, he's going to play the prince in a series. Our female character is a huge fan of this sci-fi series, something with her dad and connections there, and the actor is also a fan, but he's known for other things, and basically he seems like a star of a series where he's mostly famous for his looks. And I find it very funny, especially the male narration, because he's constantly making fun about his abs and how his abs are extra insured, and it's not taking itself serious, but also at the same time making fun of all these actors that have to rely on abs and all the looks and stuff. It's very hilarious. So far I haven't gotten that much far in. They accidentally started chatting or messaging each other because the actor wanted to get out of going to a con, and her father used to or started the con, but now he's dead because Cinderella. Like, we all know what's going to happen. They start chatting, they meet, they fall in love, blah, blah, blah. But that's what you get with retelling. The best part about retellings is you don't have really surprises, but it's the fun of what they make of the original story. And Cinderella is one of my favorite fairy tales, so I'm having a good day so far. Or I'm expecting to have a really good time with the book. So now I gotta run. I just finished Geekerella. It was fun. I sat here looking at the water for the last 2 hours or 3 maybe, and just listening to it. It was like I expected. They got together, there was drama, there was the expected con things happening, but it was really relaxing fun. The narration of the audiobook was just really well done. I highly enjoyed it. I highly recommend it for a blasting distraction going into fandom and retellings of Cinderella and all the things you expect from something like that. Highly enjoyed it. Now going to town to look for food, hopefully. Maybe. I don't know. Hey everyone, let's pretend I didn't forget to update you all day. It's Friday evening and I'm a little bit lost with myself right now. I had a lovely afternoon after I finished listening to Geekerella. I went into town, got some nice and healthy food, and read a little bit in the book I'm going to talk about in a minute. But then I got restless again. So I started listening to music and wanted to cycle home, but then I went on a detour, went food shopping and crashed home and really got anxious. Don't know why. Well, I do a little bit. And then I started watching this show I'm currently in, The Goblin, or is it just Goblin? I really have no idea. And I've been meaning to watch that for a while now, but I can only deal with 3 episodes at a time, which only. And so now it's a little bit too early to go to bed, but I'm not really sure what I want. So I thought I'll update you and talk to you about the book I've been reading all day, or I'm almost done reading. I have about 20 pages left. In what you are looking for, you'll find in the library. And even though I'm enjoying the book somewhat, it's not what I thought it would be. I thought it would be this story about people in the library, and it is, but it's not. And so I'm a little bit confused. For me, this book feels like a collection of cozy short stories. So similar to Before the Coffee Gets Cold or the Kamagawa Food Detectives, something like that, where you have a story that focuses on one person, and then you have another story that focuses on another person, and just the surroundings and settings are similar, and maybe some people that you meet or met in one story appear in another story. So from that point of view, it has this short story novel type feel. But it also feels a little bit like it's a nonfiction book in disguise, in the form that it wants to tell you like how to get out of a situation when you're stuck. So all these people that we meet feel stuck in their life and in their work situation. And then they go to the library, the librarian recommends them books, or rather one book in particular that gets them moving out of their situation, that gets them thinking about things differently, pick up courage, or change things in their lives. And so in that way, it does really well what it does. But it does feel like a Bildungsroman in short stories. And I'm not sure, I'm not really connected to any of the characters. I feel a little bit like it feels not novelty or story-like enough. It feels really like a non-fiction in disguise for me. On the other side, it should be the thing for me right now, because I do feel stuck at some points. But the suggestions or the changes that help those people, I feel like, but shouldn't they know that already? And then I remember not everybody knows everything. So sometimes we need to be nudged in the right direction. And that's what books are for, or podcasts or shows, or whatever you need to get in that right direction. And a library is a good place to go for that, to talk about things and get new ideas or different perspectives, hear something about something that you didn't know before. But still, I'm not particularly enjoying the book much, or I didn't enjoy the book as much as I thought I would be. So I'm happy that I only have 20 pages left in the last chapter. This one is about this company man or office worker who retired and is just like, what do I do now? I don't have a life. I apparently only had a life because I was working in part of a company, which I think happens to a lot of people. So there are different characters at different ages, different parts in their jobs and different situations. Like I said, overall it does well what it does. But if you expect to read a lovely book about people in the library and get feelings and connected and feel that love, I didn't. I just didn't. Maybe I'm confusing the book with another book. Anyways, let's talk about the book I'm reading in bed currently, because I'm still reading ebooks at night because I keep falling asleep on the e-reader, and it's much easier to find your page again in an e-reader than if the page or your book falls out of bed. So currently I'm reading The House at the End of Hope Street, and it's also about someone who really had an event happening and then they find this house. So this is more of a magical house than I expected. I thought this would be about a woman who is struggling and needing a place to take a break and finds this house and then reads there and leaves and everything is solved. Something like that I remember when I added it to my wish list. It showed up in some parts. And it sort of is that, but it's also not that. It's more fantastical than I expected. The house is kind of magic and the woman sees emotions and colors. I forgot the word that is there when you do that. Is it it's not mentioned in the book. So I don't know if it's that really is or if it was pretends to be something fantastical. So I'm not 100% sure on that, mostly because I keep falling asleep every other page. But overall, I started it as a sample because I'm in a kind of weird mood right now and I don't want to buy books that I then DNF. So I switched over to sampling ebooks, but the sample really got me hooked a little bit on the character. I'm not 100% in love with the writing, and the more I read, the more annoying the writing is. And the character is vague and evasive a lot. So there's something that happened. She studied at Oxford, was about to do her PhD, but then something happened. And now she is afraid to go home and face her family, and her family is weird, but that's always a little bit not so clear. We're starting to get more and more as the book continues, but still it keeps you hooked with being vague. And that's not always my favorite, especially when it does stop being vague and you get the information. So that is bothering me a little bit. The writing itself is mostly in present tense and it feels weird. It's not what I would call beautiful writing. So where you find yourself looking at the book, reading the words, and just being in love with the words for words' sake and how the sentences are formed and things like that. It's telling you the story, it's getting you everywhere you need to go, but it sometimes feels a little bit clunky. Then there are multiple characters. We have the owner of the house and two other women currently also living at the house. The house has pictures of famous women everywhere that also needed a break. And one rule of the house apparently is that you can only stay for 100 days and then you have to move out and have fixed your problem. So we have these three women in general who need to fix their problem. And we also have the owner of the house who knows that she will only have 1 more year to live and will need to find a replacement or follow-up or follower for her guardianship of the house. And I can already tell it's going to be the character with the PhD thing. I'm pretty sure it's about that. But overall, I'm not really hooked. And that's what happens to me all months this month. I'm not really into the books that I'm reading. I don't find them bingeable. I don't find them unputdownable. I'm not really hooked by the stories or the characters. Geekerella was a nice exception in this, and I'm wondering if that's something that either has me so lost that I can't really get lost and escape into some kind of fiction where I don't want to leave, or if it's the other way around. That's because I'm lost in real life and stressed a little bit about real life events that happen, and that's why I can't really escape. But that would be bad because that's how I deal with things. So I'm a little confused here and lost. Overall, I think it was a very, very good idea to take the mental health day today, because really taking a time that you don't really have expectations on yourself, where you don't have to do anything, because it's a free day that you didn't expect, that you didn't plan for, that you didn't really have. In the past, I used to have days in summer when I didn't have to go into work because it was too hot and they had planned for too many people. That was always a gifted day. And today feels like that. It was a day that was meant to be full of work, but it wasn't. It was just me and taking my time. And that was nice. So maybe I should do that more often. Give myself time that I didn't plan, so I have gifted extra time to do what I want. Now I've been rambling on for quite some while, but I've updated you on my reading. Tomorrow, Saturday, we'll start with running, and I don't know what audiobook I'm going for. I might go for another one by this same author, Ashley Poston, in the Geekerella. I think there's a series about cons there. It was retellings of fairy tales. Might go for that, or I have some other sequels already downloaded. We'll see. Surprise for later. Well, for you later, for me tomorrow. I'm going to bed now to read and will probably be awake half the night because it's too early to go to bed for me. Yay! Plot twist, I didn't start a new audiobook. I listened to 2 podcasts. One was from Mark Manson. I recently got into his YouTube content and also his podcast. I've never actually been interested in reading the book The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, but I am enjoying his YouTube stuff, and the podcast forums discussions are somewhat fun right now. I might change away from it at some point, but currently I'm enjoying that. And the second podcast was by Mel Robbins, and I'm enjoying her content, sometimes more, sometimes less. I don't listen to every episode, but today she was talking about the effect of how life can feel boring and the habituation thing, where when you get used to things, they are less exciting, basically. And to spike up things and add more joy and excitement into your life, move away from what you normally do and do something different, or just go away for a few days, come back, and everything seems more interesting again and sparks joy. So one example especially that confused me or had me thinking was going on vacation, how research apparently shows that the first time you do something on the day on vacation is something that sparks more happiness and more joy, whereas the second day or the third day is less joyful? I don't know. But basically what they were talking about is that when you go for the first time and see the ocean, the happiness is much bigger than going for the second day or the third day. And I was thinking about that. For me, especially right now, the first time is the most scary and anxious driven thing, so it's the hardest. I don't really enjoy doing things for the first time. I never have, never will. I always enjoy the second time much more because I know what to expect, I know where to go, and I can enjoy the thing more than the anxiety about doing the thing. And I thought that was interesting. But yeah, that's what I listen to, and the habituation. I notice I really do like all the habits and routines I have right now, even though I sometimes feel they are a little bit limiting and yes, make things boring, but I also know what I get. And I thought about the going away and coming back. When I go to the office and come back, every evening I'm so excited to hit my couch. So I guess that's true then. I'm never as excited to go back to the office though. I like my job. And I like most of my colleagues, but the excitement of going back to work, let me know if any one of you has it, and if there's a job where you're really excited every day to go, or if it's just okay to go, which is where I am. I like to go, but I don't mind not going either. So Saturday morning now, we're almost lunchtime. You're actually sitting on a new shelf I have to put together now because, like I said yesterday, there's a stressful thing going on, and I mentioned it before in some vlog. I bought a new kitchen and the things around the kitchen are stressing me out. It will be installed by the people in the first week of August. So I need to prepare and get rid of my old kitchen before that, and the preparing stuff is not going as well as I hoped, and I also need place to put the things. And so I bought a shelf. It's a Kallax from IKEA. The simple things, the cheapest things. It hopefully does the job I expect it to do, but now I have to set it up and put it into the kitchen. That's the plan for today. Major plan. Let's see how I do. Success, I put the shelves together. To do that, I had to clear and clean the area where I wanted to put them. Then I put together the shelves and the inlays, or whatever you call these things you can put in there, like, what is that, a bottom and some drawers. The drawers I haven't installed yet because I don't know where to put them and it's a little bit complicated and I have to think about it more. But the idea is what it looks now, that it will take a lot of the stuff that's on this side and especially in the upper shelves for now. There will be storage space in the new kitchen, so I have no final idea of where to put what, because that's what I need the new kitchen for. But all of this has to go until the first week in August, and I still have to be able to make food and have food and stuff. So I'm completely done now, really out of energy. So I'm going to have a lunch snack, probably just a bagel or something, and then I'll read a bit. And then we'll see if I have some more energy, because I also wanted to edit my goals video this weekend, but I don't know how that's going. So finishing what you are looking for, you can find in the library now. Like I said, 20 pages or so. Goodie. It took me longer than expected to finish what you were looking for is in the library. There were some nice ending touches to what you can find in books and how books are helpful and blah. It was overall, I think it did what it wanted to do, but it wasn't what I expected. So then I decided, because it was still so nice out, I made myself some salad and went for a picnic. I might have melted out there. But I started another audiobook, which is the second book in the 5-minute Sherlock Holmes series. Basically, I'm not expecting to catch much or miss any important things, as it's pure adventure. The 5-minute Sherlock Holmes series is a young man who got drugged and then his brain went into overdrive, and for 5 minutes every day he's the cleverest man around. For the rest of the day he thinks he's Sherlock Holmes, or a descendant of Sherlock Holmes. So he has a bodyguard pretending to be Watson, and it seems they're in a new town now for hiding and to do some more research on Sherman's brain. And yeah, they have an adventure. Apparently the haunted house of the city is haunted, so one of the tour guides hired them to figure it out, because of course they're pretending to be detectives. It's fun stories. The first one was adventurous. This one is very easygoing, very, I don't know, you don't miss much. It's fun to listen to. And now I'm going to eat some more, because I don't know, I'm so hungry lately, and watch some more Goblin. Talk to you tomorrow, and let's see what happens then. This is my least favorite form of tired. The one where I can't sleep, but I can't keep my eyes open. I'm also thinking about DNFing the house at the end of Hope Street. I really don't care about anything what happens. I thought I was almost done, but then I realized this morning that I'm only 30% through the book. And I don't care about the character. I don't really care about what happens. I'm not really invested. But then again, that's the mood I am in right now. So I don't know if it changes when I pick up anything else, because currently I find myself not caring about anything I'm reading. So we'll think about that. But first, coffee. Okay, breakfast and coffee done. I did my hair and I need to edit now. I really want to upload my goals video today and maybe start editing the vlog a little bit, but I'm facing some challenges. One of which is that I'm not able to stand as much as I usually am able to. I don't know what that is. It's been going on all month at work already. I have a standing desk. I usually work all day standing, but recently I've been sitting a lot because I don't know, I can't stand that much. My back hurts, I'm exhausted, I'm getting hot flashes from standing. I don't know what that is. I feel like I'm sick, but I'm not sick, so it's weird. Anyway, so I don't know how much I can stand, and since the laptop, which is just imported all the stuff, basically is broken, so it needs to be in this space and I can't use it like a laptop and take away with me far from the charging station. Also, I really would like to take care of all of that mess and yeah, definitely not going to happen this weekend or any time soon, but this is annoying me that I can't keep things tidy and I need to find the energy to do that, but I don't have it. And I find myself thinking and wondering if I ever go back to being that person who could, like the person who could deal with things, the person who was aware of how long things take and how much energy she has for that. I miss that person. Anyways, let's edit some now, and afterwards, before the thunderstorm strikes, there's going to be thunderstorms later. But right now it's nice and hot outside, so I want to go on another picnic and listen to more of the case of the haunted house. Just some easy listening. I don't think I'm going to start a new book today. We'll see. Last update for the vlog. Like I planned, I went on my bike ride. I got a little bit of sunshine. I managed to get a picnic in before it started to get more and more windy, and now it's raining. So I've been home, finished listening to the case of the haunted house, and I enjoyed it. It was a fun solution of the whole thing. It's mostly them interacting together and Sherman rambling and being crazy. I don't know if it's a good mystery or bad mystery. We have more and more interaction between the characters and them building their friendship or partnership and also setting up this detective agency. So I guess book 3 plays in the same area, solving another mystery. And I honestly couldn't tell you if it's good mysteries or bad mysteries. You know me, I don't really pay attention to the mystery. I like the characters, the detectives, and the stories around that. And like I said before, I wasn't paying close attention to the details, so I must have missed most of them. But anyways, I had a successful reading day today. I got quite some other things done. So that's the end of the vlog. I'm going to spend the rest of the day on my couch watching something to distract me and eating protein brownies. I ate all the chocolate I had for the weekend yesterday. I should eat less chocolate. Anyways, I am done for the day. Thank you all for watching. Let me know if you liked or are interested in any of the books, if you heard of them, thoughts about them, and also anything else we talked about. Tell me how you did. How was your weekend? How are you doing overall? Thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.